Arkansas State Esports. Coming to you live from the 870. Here we go, Red Wolves. Let's get into the action.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. After all of this time, we are back. My name is Goody, joined by my good friend JP. Hello, JP.
What's up? Hi.
Where are you, man?
How are you? I across the United States, but northern.
What?
Yeah. I'm in North Dakota.
Oh, that place.
Yeah, that place. The place that everybody forgot was a state, you know?
Right, yeah, right. There's two of them. There's two Dakotas.
Yeah.
And
North Dakota's better.
Okay. Well, anyways, if you didn't know, JP, former Rocket League great, former Rocket League coach, former A-State great, now North Dakotan. And friend of the podcast is back with us today. It's been a while, man. It's been a while since we've had a podcast. I should have looked at the last one that we did, but it's been basically a full season that we went without it.
Yeah.
My only excuse is there isn't one. And sorry for delaying that to all the podcast enjoyers. I know the 6 of y'all are very sad that we don't put out more podcasts, but what?
The only excuse is that I left. You know?
Yeah, that's really what it was. I was just so sad.
You don't even have to take the blame, Goody. I'll take the blame for you.
Yeah, thanks. I was so upset that JP left that I just couldn't manage to do it on my own.
Couldn't bear.
Even though other people have offered to hop on here with me, I just haven't had the same drive as I had with JP.
No, listen, it's not the same kind of vibe, you know.
I don't know. I don't know, man. It's definitely tough just because you left. I'm about to be gone. Like, it's a whole new thing, and we'll get into that later of how A-State Esports is changing. For the better, honestly. It's been a crazy few years, and especially this last year that we just completely skipped over on the podcast that we will very quickly run through. Do you have the stuff pulled up, or do you want me to just run through it?
We need to announce the new teams that we brought into A-State Esports. We brought in a couple new teams. We still have the regulars, you know, Valorant, you know, goated team right there. Smash Bros still, you know, on the cusp of becoming great. I believe we had Overwatch the last year that I was there, so we talked about Overwatch in the podcasts before.
We did.
We still got Rocket League. It's still kicking somehow.
No thanks to Epic Games.
We still have Fortnite, but Fortnite wasn't really that much of anything, and also Apex Legends and League of Legends. So we brought back all of those teams. We also added a couple new ones in. We finally added on a Rainbow Six roster, which I am so sad that it's now only getting kicked off. I was wishing to play in that team. We got a new.
Are you talking about from when you left?
Oh yeah,
because we still don't have a Fortnite team.
No. I thought we had a Fortnite team.
We had a Fortnite team before me and you played Rocket League.
No, we had a Fortnite team my last year too, but they just didn't. We didn't have any tournaments for them, or we couldn't find anything.
Yeah, okay.
But anyways, need we say less?
Mm-hmm.
We added a Splatoon team, which I hear was pretty good, and we had one player that did really well in some other tournament, right? We had a
So Splatoon was something that I never even thought would be an esports title until Soldier Emu came to me and was like, "Hey, look, let's start this thing up." And surprisingly, we got enough players to play it. And yeah, I mean, they had the first season was rough for them, but their last season was pretty good, and little accolade there for Moonview, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, and last team I believe we added was Call of Duty.
Yep.
And I wasn't able to really watch or hear anything about those guys. So Goody, you guys can take the helm on them.
It's JP, you are definitely right. All these teams, all returning, and then some newcomers. Last season was the largest that we've ever been, with over 60 total players, and a handful of social media staff. So shout out to all of our players from last season and our social media staff. Starting from the bottom, from the semester before, if you remember the last time we talked about Smash Brothers, and it was the same thing every week that we were like, Smash Brothers, We love y'all. You know, it's
Just you
got
got to get it. You're
it's
gonna get
gonna
it.
it's gonna happen someday. Last season was their day. I mean, they went 4-3 and made a playoff for the first time ever. They hadn't made
Hey,
one in the last 3 semesters. Um, they did lose in the first round, which is tough, but they were the last seed of that playoff. So
listen, I know something a good thing about losing in the first round, so it's okay. It's all
well, you
good.
were the 1 seed in the first round when you
Dude,
lost.
okay, hold on. We don't need to bring that up. All right, we didn't need to bring that
Oh
up.
man.
We just can bring up that I know what it's like to lose in the first round. Okay, that's all we
Yeah.
need to know.
Some big wins from the Smash Brothers crew. They beat Oklahoma. Big
Yeah,
big Division 1 school there, and I absolutely love beating Division 1 schools. Murray State also was a victory for us. Former home of what basketball player?
Ja Morant.
There you go. If you didn't know that, JP and I are big Grizzlies fans, and if you don't like sports, we'll try to avoid it. But the Grizzlies though are pretty
Well,
exciting.
you can't really avoid it when you got a free hat from the Grizzlies
Oh,
gaming
oh
crew.
my gosh, they sent me a shirt, and then the 2K League, it's not a thing anymore. They got
Is it
like,
not?
yeah, they dropped it. They're not doing it anymore.
Really?
Yeah. So
That what? But
in
it
their
was just a
last
thing
season,
like a couple months ago.
I know they're not renewing it. It's over. Like I saw that they're
Oh
dropping
no.
it. Whatever. We're so off
It's probably
topic.
good. 2K games are going downhill now.
Oh well. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
Smash Brothers crew. Shout out to y'all from the season before going 2-4 to ending this season at 4-3 in a regular season third place. So a little bronze medal action there for the crew. Uh, and as far as this upcoming season goes, there are more people signed up for the Super Smash Brothers tryouts
Yeah.
than basically everything else.
It's the most popular esport right now,
Goodness
and
gracious.
in the last couple years, not the case. And Rainbow Six also having 10
Yeah.
players, that's amazing to see. Also, like now they can play cross-platform, so you can add in console players for Rainbow Six. So that's fun. And Valorant's going down a little bit, but hey, I'm still excited to see what those guys are gonna put on the field.
Yeah, you know that Ro's cooking with Val. But so we're gonna go from the bottom up, like we said. So the
Yeah.
bottom being a third place finish for the Smash Brothers crew.
Mhm.
Pretty pretty good for A-State as a whole, considering we are a club sport, and we just play with the gamers that we have here at A-State. Let's see. Let's touch on League of Legends. So League of Legends first time ever had an A and a B squad, or Black and Scarlet squads. So the Black squad was in Challengers Division, one of the higher divisions in the NECC. Finished 4-1, regular season second place. Did get upset in the quarterfinal. Little upsetting there. I think that was just a matter of a matchup. These
Mhm.
matches were so long ago that I don't even want to bother trying to add any input or analysis. Plus, it's League of Legends, and if you know me, I don't know League, so I'm sorry. Love you, League
We
players.
both don't know
Yeah,
League
I
of
know.
Legends.
I really miss Weaver and Araven. If they want to come back, they are
Please,
former casters. Please come back. Y'all are probably
please.
off doing bigger, better things, but oh my goodness, I loved watching a league with you guys. As far as the Scarlet Squad went, 2-3 in the Navigators. First season for a Scarlet Squad on League of Legends. Regular season fourth place and a quarterfinal exit. They did make the playoffs. Um,
Hey,
so I mean, I
that's
guess
all
a
you can
good.
ask for.
Yeah, I'm happy with playoffs, man. Playoffs is all we need. Let's see. Let's touch on Overwatch here. Overwatch Black, the Champions Division, the
Mhm.
highest of any team, I think, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think Champions is higher than Challengers. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's
Yeah, no,
comments on
it's most
Spotify
definitely.
podcasters. Yeah. So they finished 5-2 with a regular season third place, and it's still so shocking to me that this Overwatch team does so well, and they all hate the game.
Well, hey,
I don't
I
like it
will
either.
attest. No, I know. I will attest to this. You will not find a gamer that has anything good to say about their games, or they will say they hate the game before
Yeah,
they say something
yeah,
good about it.
yeah,
It's just how it is. Now, granted, it might be a different standpoint for Overwatch. Every time I play Overwatch, I hate myself a little bit, but not good. Props to you guys if you guys are good at Overwatch. I'm just not. I play Roadhog and I tried to grapple everybody. So, uh,
Oh well.
but
Uh,
uh, but yeah, I
it, if you hear dogs in the background, I'm coming at you live from my house. So no HQ yet. Would like to get that set back up with the good mics. I am on a headset mic. JP's sounding all nice and crisp because he's a professional.
So,
Uh,
not a professional, just like nice
just
microphones.
better than me. So on and so
Just
forth. The Overwatch Scarlet team, Navigators Division 3 and 2 finish, 4th place regular season finish, and a quarterfinal exit. A lot of quarterfinal exits occurred last season. Really just
I-
the way the cards fell, honestly. Not much else we could have prepped for, I'd say. Like, I don't
yeah.
think there was any team that like slacked on practice.
Again, you can't be upset about a quarterfinal exit. I think especially with these teams losing some games during the season, like it, and especially for because didn't you say the Overwatch Black team had a quarterfinal exit?
Yes.
Yeah, that again, top division, you can't be mad about a quarterfinal exit.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
believe also we don't have everybody that's the same rank on that team, right? Like they're
There
not
is
even there's like some people that aren't close.
yeah, it's kind of there's a little bit of a disparity there, but at the
So
end of the day, it's I don't know.
so yeah, you can ask for a lot, but I think you deliver good results with what you have. It's kind of like the Chicago Bulls. They say they never want to make a NBA Finals. They're fine just having a good time during the season and making the play-in tournament. So it's just how it happens.
Yeah,
Um,
that Bulls team
but
will not be good. Moving on to Rocket League. Rocket League Black Challengers 4-3. Some new faces there. That squad was Son of Neptune, Unlucky, and Balloon. A little bit of a disparity there again in the ranks, but
yeah,
not anything we couldn't overcome. They did finish in the regular season 3rd place and then made it to the semifinal, but fell there.
well,
And
not
we
only
go ahead.
that, but the season before because it's a um
2 semester.
two semester split.
Yeah.
In the first semester with a different player, Balloon wasn't the starter. It was Jade.
Right.
Uh, at the beginning of for the first semester, they ended up making the grand finals and then just couldn't beat the team that was there. And honestly, that team was crazy.
That was a very
The
good
team
team.
they had to play.
Yeah.
But impressive outing by the Rocket League team for sure.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned that. I am completely foregoing fall of 2023 and just
Yeah.
talking about spring of
No,
24
I
just because
understand. The
of
only
how busy spring of 24 was.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. I just remember streaming the Rocket League game, so that's the
Yeah.
only reason I brought that up.
Yeah. Well, you're exactly right. Let's see. Rocket League Scarlet, first time for a Rocket League B team, which you and I should have been on instead of the Rocket League bench back in the day, but it
Listen,
is
we didn't have
what it
enough
is.
players.
No, we didn't. So
Need
now
we
we
say
do.
less?
This team was a Navigators team at 4-3. Lil Chuga and Echo are actually online players. They're online students, and they played fully remote, which is the first time we've ever done that at A-State. Um, but they brought to the table some new faces, and the captain was Eatled, a very prominent face in the esports realm here at A-State. He's a captain of our Apex team as well. Uh,
And
they
doesn't he
ended
also play Siege?
he does also play Siege, so
Yeah,
he's very busy.
he's a gamer. He's a
He's a
gamer.
gamer. Yeah. They finished the regular season in 3rd place, fell in the quarterfinal, similar to others. Now on to our bread and butter. It seems like Valorant.
Yes.
Valorant Black, Emergent Division 7-0, regular season champs, divisional champions, and for the first time in our NECC existence and the NECC existence in general, we made a national tournament and made it out of the group of 32 and made it to the quarterfinal group of 16 and lost there. Man, those teams are good in that national.
Yeah.
They really are. But dadgummit, I'm proud of these guys for even making it there. Just having the
Well,
excitement of a national competition against teams we haven't seen before.
well, not only that though, but like you also have to think about it. This team, from what I believe, this team they would go in each week, have a lot of film to watch on other teams, and then they would go and play them that week. In this national tournament, they didn't have that kind of time.
Yeah.
They had to kind of just go in it blind and hope for the best. And hey, round of 16 is pretty good. A Sweet 16 exit is not that bad. I
Yeah.
will take a Sweet 16 exit.
Out of the hundreds of teams in this NECC league that play, and making it to top 16, I'm very happy with. We will take that all day
Just
long.
glad that. I would just hope we would have met Northern Alabama there. You know.
I know, man. So
that
we actually did. We actually did. If you
Oh.
in our match schedule, that was our last match of the regular season was
Yeah.
UNA. So good to always see our buddies at North Alabama.
Good friends over there in North Alabama.
Yeah, good old friends at UNA. Anyways, so Valorant Scarlet also Navigators division 6-1, regular season third place, a really good division for the Navigators if they're getting third place at 6-1. They made it to the semifinal and fell there with no national appearance, but good season for them nonetheless.
And will we say this? What was it? 2 back to back, or we were back to back. So not over the 2 seasons in the fall and spring, but we won the fall division, and then spring we came in second, right? Or did we win that one as well? Or was that the back to back?
So Valorant Black is divisional champions spring 23, fall 23, and spring 24. So 3 in a row.
So we're
the three-peat.
Never mind, three-peat. Yep. I thought we dropped one. That just shows how bad I am, how silly.
You're thinking of when we lost in the regular season to Limestone and got second place to Limestone, and then found Limestone in the championship and beat them.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah,
that's a callback. That's a long ways away. My goodness.
Yeah.
As far as some other leagues go, those were all our NECC leagues. Other leagues, I was in a chat the other day with a coach from another school, and he was asking. He's like, I'm trying to grow my program. What do y'all compete in? I said, NECC is what we focus on, but it doesn't cover all the games. So we play in this league, and this league, and this league, and this league. He's like, y'all are just willy-nilly joining leagues? And I said, yeah, because we have the interest from players that want to play these games. And these leagues are collegiate. And my motto has always been, if there's a legitimate collegiate competition for it, we'll compete.
Put you there.
Yeah, we'll put you there. If you can find a good one, I do not care. We will play in it. So like we were talking about earlier, Splatoon. If you don't know Splatoon, and I don't think they like me saying that it's like paintball, because it's not like paintball.
It's nothing like paintball.
But it's you have your characters, and they have like paintbrushes or paint guns or whatever, and there's a handful of modes, and there's a mode with a football. I commentated one of these games, and I was lost.
I believe Splatoon is you're trying to paint the arena. You're trying to paint the arena.
Though.
Yeah, you're trying to paint the arena to allow you, because you can swim across the paint.
Yeah.
And then it's also like a PvP like COD.
Yeah. It's intense. Yeah. It's more intense than I thought it would. And so watching some of their games was so shocking of like the skill gap.
Well, it's kind of like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but it's kind of like every game where you've never probably ever seen it, but once you see somebody who's a pro in it or like really, really good at the game, it's just amazing to watch.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah. So we play in the Collegiate Cephalopod Association, aka CCA. And this season we got placed in Division 5. And I will have to bring a Splatoon player on here to tell me how many divisions there are. But I think Division 5 is like one of the higher divisions. I'm so sorry that I can't recall that. But they went 3-2 in the regular season. Didn't have any luck in the playoffs, but we did have one of our players get an accolade, made the all-division team, and that is Highway, aka Moonview. Shout out to Highway. Something that obviously first of our kind in A-State to, besides the player of the month from NECC last semester, 2 semesters ago, first player to do that in the CCA and make an all-division team. So congratulations to her on that. As far as Call of Duty goes, man, the COD team knows that I'm a big fan of them. It's just tough. It's so tough.
Yeah.
We played in CDL or CCL, excuse me, Collegiate Call of Duty League, which might even be up in the air to not be a thing anymore because NECC picked it up and they couldn't come to a contract agreement with the old director of the CCL, so the old CCL director's out. And who owns CCL anymore? I have no idea. So we tried to play CXP, which is terrible. We'll never do it again. That's on me. Should have. That was only because CCL wasn't a thing, and then they were like, "Hey, we're back," and then everybody was like, "Oh, CCL's back," so we tried to play CCL. Anyways, 2-9 on the season for the Call of Duty team. I don't want to be that guy, but I think one of those was a forfeit. So
Yeah, just taking away a win from. Listen,
that,
a win's a win, no matter how you get it. Like,
it
yeah,
is.
cool, you
No,
want to
dude.
play.
Look, I'm happy with
Listen, hey,
forfeit wins.
Call of Duty team, congratulations on your forfeit win, dude. I've never been more proud of a win, dude.
These.
Golly, I
I'm
can't
sorry.
believe my counterpart just hates on wins that come from a forfeit and
No,
doesn't get
man. It's so that
validation.
it's like we all understand the position they're in because the teams that they were playing in CCL are so
I mean,
talented. Like
well,
the
not
Texas
only
State
that,
team that we played went on to get like third place in the Premier Division, like the whole thing.
all I gotta say is Call of Duty's dumb. I play Call of Duty. You play Call of Duty. It's dumb. It is a whoever whoever has better ping is gonna win. That's all that game is.
New
So
Call of Duty's got to save it, man. New COD's got to save it.
you
New
save it.
Black Ops.
But
Apex Legends, we play in Octane Collegiate, which is fun because there aren't many battle royale tournaments or leagues that go on anymore, and so
yeah,
overall we played in the open division, and I think it we had to place like top 10, top 11 to make it to the postseason, and we placed 12th out of 30, 40 teams. So happy with a 12th place finish. Ups and downs throughout the weekends because they'd post their score reports and it'd be like, oh, cool, we're in the top 5 this week. And then the next week would be like, 13th or
yeah.
15th. And so it's a roller coaster of emotions. Apex is tough. Apex is a hard game to play.
Listen, if it weren't a roller coaster of emotions, we wouldn't play video games.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out, Dr. Frosty Ice, Eat Lead. Quiet Death was in there sometimes.
Yeah,
Sam Vi was on there sometimes. Like, um, good squad, man. Good squad. And I'm looking forward to this season, honestly. A lot to build on. There's a few more signups than the year before. So hopefully we can knock that out. And then one other league to mention was Collegiate League of Legends. They went 5-1. You don't make postseason when you go 5-1 in Collegiate League. Apparently, we lost one game and we don't even get to make it in the postseason. So, first appearance in Collegiate League though. So maybe next time we'll see some more action. We do have like a lot of league players left, so it's going to be a brand new team, bunch of new faces. We will see what happens with league, and hopefully we have the interest to kind of regrow that.
hopefully field a team.
Yeah, man. Look, like I said, that this A and B team thing is so exciting just because it's always fun to. I don't view it as like a team and
Yeah,
forget about the B team. Like, and
yeah.
I don't think of it as like an A team. You know, let's just focus on A. I
Well,
really like it as a way for people who maybe not be at that higher level to just play in esports, but also at the same time, the B team is listed as subs for the A team. So at
yeah,
any time, like if you have a skill that you are good in a game that you might be needed for that week, it doesn't matter what rank you are. You could get pulled up to the A squad for the week or maybe even 2 weeks if you do that good. It's just like, minor leagues in baseball. You're on a hot streak, we're gonna pull you up. It's
yeah.
it's it's
Gonna give you a little phone call or Discord call.
yeah, we'll give you a little message and say, hey, you're in for the match in 20 minutes because this guy's
Because
asleep and won't answer his Discord messages.
well, I will say this. It's a lot. It's a lot. Sorry, my brain just stopped working. It's it's good to see the esports teams growing and everything. Whenever we first started, I know I believe we've talked about this before. When we first started, there was a Rocket League team, a Warzone team, Overwatch, Fortnite, Apex.
Yeah.
And that was really it. And it's great to see all these teams kind of come out of the woodworks and actually want to compete, and a lot of more people playing video games here and at Arkansas State. I mean, even I saw this the other day. Um, I feel like Arkansas is starting to come on the map for esports, and I think Arkansas State's going to really benefit from it, especially just the way that the program has been going. But I believe there was a high school team. I don't know what game it was, but there was a high school team that won a national tournament from Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what high school team it was, but I saw it was talking about the I can't remember who runs play. I think it was like Play Versus. Yeah, Play Versus runs the high school, and it was from them, and it was showed that there was like an Arkansas school that won a tournament. So
man.
so I mean, like it's on the ups for Arkansas, and I'm really excited to see what happens next season. Hope to see Valorant go for a fourth and fourth and fifth.
Yeah,
And
we'll see.
all these teams just continue to get better, because that's all you can ask for.
Well, you've got 3 options of things to do when you're in Arkansas. You can farm, you can go to school and study, which you should.
Or you can work at Walmart.
No, or you could play video games. But 4 options is the Walmart option, or the Dollar General. So 5 options, Dollar General. 6
there's a bunch of options.
There's a Andy's is higher and whatever.
No, listen. There's a bunch of options, but hey, start gaming. Start letting your kids game if you have kids. Get them into esports, because it's a growing field.
That's so funny that you say that, just because transitioning from records and stuff, it's like, as far as this upcoming season and the recruiting that we've been doing so far, we've hit recruiting very hard in the off season. We've never gone to a new student orientation before. We did that and went to every new student orientation. And it is so funny when parents look over and see the sign that says esports at a table with stickers and my iPad propped up playing an old Valorant match. And they look over and they look at their kid and they're like, sports. And I'm like, sports. And so the kid comes over and they're like, yeah, I played this game and this game. And the parents looking like we're speaking hieroglyphics to each other. And they have no idea what we're talking about. And so my job was to advocate, and I've even started doing this in my clinics. Like, if you don't know, I'm in physical therapy school, whatever. In my clinics with my clinical instructors, they ask me what I do for fun, and I tell them I play video games. And they're like, oh, my kids play video games and they waste so much time on it. And I advocate to them, and I'm like, video games are good for you in moderation. Like, it's a stress reliever. It works on your fine motor skills, reaction time, problem solving, communication, like all this stuff. And there's research out there that you can dive deep into it, that playing for a certain amount of time increases whatever, it increases your lifespan at this time range, whatever. We all know that gaming for like 6+ hours, probably not good. But if you're playing for like 3 hours, that's not that bad.
6+ hours, if you're going pro, that's great,
Yeah.
But no, video games are great, especially because now we've got a community here at Arkansas State that is pro gaming, and and we're ready to have you come play for us.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. But
and with all the parents, I'm like, they look at me and they're like, so what do y'all do? And I say, we have practice. There's a match a week. We try to practice twice a week. And they're like, so when do you study? It's like, we're not in the HQ all day. Like, we have an hour or 2 practice, and then our match can take up to 3 hours. And that's basically all that we're in there, unless you're in there for leisure, or you're making content, or, you have a project and you need to access Adobe Premiere. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that we advertise as a time waster. Like, I honestly think that the esports team is a way for students especially new students, to get involved on campus, find a group that you're happy to be with, and just improve as a person. Like that might be a crazy umbrella statement, but it helps in more ways than just wasting time.
Yeah.
So
But
that was recruiting. I went off on a tangent, but that's
it's
how we
all good.
recruited, and we're still doing that.
And I guess that kind of can lead us into the next thing of just like direction of the esports team or esports program. I know for you, you'll still be there for next year, I believe, correct?
I graduate in May.
You graduate in May, so you'll be here for one more.
Yeah, I got a
You'll be here
year
for
left
one
in
more
me.
year,
Yeah.
and then it'll kind of be let down to whoever's next in line, who's ever gonna be here the longest and who wants to keep this thing running. Um, and then from there, we lost a lot of people uh, to graduation and just moving on with their life, and so now we need a new what was it? New
We need a lot of things.
Yeah, we need a lot of things. We need a new streamer slash caster. We need a lot of casters, especially for games that Goody doesn't know. Bad on Goody.
Sorry.
We need some people to do some promotional work, as in terms of making pictures. Sorry, pictures. I don't know what. I'm
Graphic
an old man
designers.
now. Graphic
Yeah,
designers.
you're
Yes, we need some
so out
graphic
of it.
designers. Listen, I've been in North Dakota too long.
Oh my
But
goodness.
we need some graphic designers to come back and make some graphics for games and everything. Just a lot of things, and
Yeah.
every little bit helps. It keeps the production quality up for the esports team, and it gets new people to want to come to Arkansas State, because again,
Yep.
we are probably the biggest esports team now in Arkansas. If I'm not mistaken, we have the best Twitter presence.
100%.
Arkansas State has tried, or Arkansas has tried, but Arkansas State's just better. Yes, God bless.
Arkansas can't compete.
Um,
They cannot
so
compete. I'm sorry.
and it's a real motivation factor, I feel like, for the whole program, when you think probably in the best position possible for esports in
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Yep. There's us, and there's Tech, and then there's Hendrix, and UARK, but like UARK doesn't have the facilities we have. Tech
Yeah.
is a good school. They're a scholarship team, I believe. I don't know much about Hendrix, so like they're kind of like a wild card. I have no idea what they're up to or what they're about over there.
These teams could be great, but we don't know because we don't see them online.
Yeah, like it's the biggest thing for exposure and everything, whether or not it's just players' parents that are looking at our Twitter, or if it's just like, you and me looking at the Twitter. You know, being on Twitter and Instagram and live streaming and YouTube and even this podcast, like that gets the program out there, and people hear this stuff and they see this stuff and they're like, I want to go there because they're going to mention me more, or my picture is going to be on the Instagram one day, or I'm going to be in a roster reveal graphic. Like it's not hard to get exposure like that. It's just that I don't know what it is with collegiate esports. Some schools just forget about it, and they try to work with what they have there, and it's just not like, I don't know. I could go on about it. It's just I just see schools struggling, and then I look at their socials, and there's their last tweets from like
September
2015. Yeah, like it's like
Yeah.
you haven't used your social media in 8 years, and there's no content on there, and when
Nobody
you
cares
think
anymore.
people are gonna come there, like when you Google Arkansas esports, you're gonna find some random like Arkansas gaming company, and then you're gonna find us.
Yeah.
Like, because that's how often we are on social and posting, and just, I don't want to say spamming. I think our content is like actually enjoyable to view most of the time.
And I mean, it reaches the people who play here, and it reaches the people who are in high school. That's kind of all you can really ask for, is that's kind of who our target is, and we want them to come play for us. So, it's great. It's great.
The only way is up, and you know
Only up.
the chancellor and the AD are very sports focused. So I think the esports team will stay as a club sport for a long time.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
and it's
mean,
also good to see though, like the sports teams starting to recognize you guys
yeah,
as in terms of like, I mean, basketball was a huge year
I don't want
for
to
us
talk.
to
I
like,
don't want to talk about the basketball
well,
thing. Good.
why?
That,
Because y'all
no,
got
but yeah, because
spanked or
look, dude, Jay, I love you, bro. We, if you don't know, we played Caleb Fields in 2K.
yeah.
What happened? Did we sign an extension for Hodgson? We did. And
Yes.
we tweeted to Hodgson. We said, "Congrats, coach. How about a 2K 1v1 or like, can you handle us on the sticks or something?"
Yeah.
And so Caleb Fields comes out. He's like, "Yeah, I'll back my coach up." And then we don't have a 2K player or a 2K team.
Yeah.
So J17 of our Valorant team says, I'm pretty good at 2K. Man, Caleb Fields beat Jay by 40 in 2 games in a row, and he was using like the Wizards.
Dude, listen,
Just
sometimes
put us in
listen,
our place, and I'm like,
but
Jay.
he's a basketball player. He's got the mindset.
Yeah, but
2K.
Jay claimed he had it though. I
Well,
had
yeah,
so much confidence in Jay.
in my career, dude.
Oh
He's good
man,
in my career.
look, let Caleb catch Jay on a scent or something with a vandal, and it's over for Caleb. Look, but you're right.
Listen,
Like the sports
yeah,
teams are starting to kind of
starting to know.
mess with us a little bit. I
Yeah.
keep tweeting at Butch. He doesn't run his Twitter, so we'll
Butch,
never see it.
Butch doesn't want us. Butch
Butch doesn't want the work.
he opens up Twitter and he just sees Arkansas State Esports again.
Yeah, we keep posting about when he was crying against Oklahoma.
That's crazy.
It's the gift that keeps on giving, man.
Dude,
He does not want to have anything to do.
Here goes. No wonder he doesn't want to do anything with you guys. Anyways, speaking about football, we're going to transition into kind of the last point of the podcast.
Somebody get JP some help, bro.
Listen, dude. I've been talking all day. My mind's not here.
Big talker.
I'm a big talker. But we're going into probably one of the biggest video game drops of the last decade for sports fans, I guess. NCAA College Football 25 is coming out. Hopefully, this is going to be a game that is given an esport and a college esport because it's going to be a big one. There's going to be an ultimate team this year, and there's also playing online. So I'm hoping to see that this turns into an esport. But Goody, this is probably going to be a game that a lot of people just stop practicing for, if I'm not mistaken.
The game is going to explode. The first day that game drops, I will be playing, but the servers will not be keeping up with how many people are going to play this game. There's so much excitement behind this game. I've never seen anything more hype. And if it flops, I will be so upset. But I do hope that there is a collegiate esport for it. The Sun Belt, if they don't look at the Sun Belt,
dude,
and say,
honestly,
"Oh my gosh," like I guarantee you, the people at the tippity top of the Sun Belt don't realize that almost every Sun Belt school has an esports team. If they don't look at these esports teams and say, "Oh my gosh, there's a football video game, and these teams have video game teams. Let's make a league for that."
Yeah.
And like make them play the same weeks as our Sunbelt matchups in real life. That is
honestly
the biggest layup ever.
Honestly, new idea. Just get because I know I'm going to leak a little bit. We used to be in talks with a lot of the Sunbelt teams.
I'm still in there.
Oh, you're still in there? You're still in there. But we're in talks with, Goody's in talks with the Sunbelt teams. Just get the Sunbelt to do it every week. A new team plays a new team, and you have a mini season along with the football season that's going on. Yeah. You can stream it. You can make it your own. You don't even need an esports behind it, and then you have a conference championship within just your own organization. You don't even need to bring it to anybody else. You just need to say, "Hey, we're the best at college football online," and and go from there. That's all
Yep.
you need.
And you can't make any roster changes. You have to keep the
Yeah.
roster that you start the season with. So,
Well, no,
Old
it's-
Dominion, I'm sorry, but you're not gonna have fun.
That's crazy. That's wild.
But like
But
our
yeah,
roster is one that you could win online with. I think that is a great idea. I think some of the other directors might be scared to go without Sunbelt approval, but I've told them, I'm like,
What
I
do-
will
what do
do
they
what
need
I will do
approval
whatever.
for?
I don't care. It's like we
what
can
is-
just
what do
play
they need
online
approval
and say
for?
that we're playing online for fun, but streaming at
This
the
is-
same time.
Yeah, this isn't a sanctioned game. They're not even sanctioned by the Sun Belt for esports. So
There's no prize pool. I just want to brag that I beat
Sunbelt-
y'all
Sun-
online.
Sun Belt Conference, if you have a problem with this, make a league for us. That's all I
If
gotta
you have
say.
a problem, Sunbelt Conference, go to North Dakota and find JP
And
and
talk
ask
to
him
me.
about it.
Talk to
Yeah.
me. I got a lot of opinions.
We'll save that for another time.
And this is probably where we probably need to end it before we make it a little bit too far.
Oh my gosh. Anyways,
but
I mean, look, dude, we have just swung right back into the swing of it. I feel like we're 3 years ago in the HQ. Just like we shot these things late. It is 6 o'clock on a Tuesday, and we used to shoot these things at like midnight on Saturdays for no reason.
No, not no reason. I actually we're gonna drop this too, Goody. You want to go there?
Oh,
It was your fault. It was
Wow.
always your fault.
Okay, just
You
because I
had-
worked
you had
late
all
at
this
night.
stuff. You had all this
Yeah.
stuff, and I was free whenever.
I'm
you know,
busy. What can I say?
listen.
Where do you think the podcast has been for the last semester, bro?
Listen,
I
don't
barely
blame-
had time to breathe.
don't blame me. But anyways,
I'm not.
this is probably just the opening podcast, just to say, hey, elephant in the room, we're back, and we'll start up again. Like we'll probably take another little break just because we won't have anything to talk about until season starts back up. So it'll probably be September whenever that happens, Goody?
Yeah, we could probably knock it out first week of school. Hit some recruiting stuff. Honestly, live podcast from the recruiting table in the union might go hard.
Yeah, however, everybody would be confused why you're talking.
I don't care. I will hologram you into the chair, or maybe
Hologram you?
Cade's wanted to come on here before. Maybe I'll have Cade in there in the sleeveless shirt, and that'll gain some people's attention.
Sleeveless shirt. Yeah, the
Sleeveless
sleeves.
shirt, Cade, and two boom mics off a table in the middle of the union on like opening week when everyone's in there. That would be
Yeah.
the most chaotic podcast ever.
Just sneak into the football field and just do it on the 50-yard line.
It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy. You're not
But,
if you're at A-State, you didn't hear that important
Yeah.
A-State people. Nope.
Listen,
Not at
nobody
all.
heard that.
Well, thank you for joining us, JP. Thank you for
Of course.
joining me. I texted JP like 4 hours ago asking if he could do this, and he said yes. So
Come on.
that's my man right there. Not so in tune with the A-State Esports stuff anymore, but he's about to be.
Listen, once it comes back, dude. I had a lot of stuff go down this year, so I wasn't
Yeah.
able to keep up with
Yeah.
it. But
Expect
next year for sure.
expect a bunch of goodness. I have ideas for special guests. I have ideas for players coming on to the podcast. I want to do it like Sundays so we could do a recap of the week before. Maybe even turn it into a live stream opportunity. ASU TV wants to run these things. There's a million different things we can do, man. And look, I am one busy dude. But if there's one thing that I love, it's the daggum esports team, and I can't explain why. I can't explain it.
Somebody give this man a Purple Heart, dude.
Every time I tell a classmate of mine that I'm still in the esports thing, and I'm like, yeah, we're recruiting real hard. He goes, "You're still doing that?" Like, yeah, dude, we're winners over here. Who wouldn't want to do that?
Oh, we got a 3-time champ, dude.
You don't understand. Some guy the other day was like,
we got trophies.
yeah, and like people are talking about me that some guy was like, I heard you were on the Overwatch team. I was like, not an esport director, but yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, Overwatch 2, yeah. It's whatever. We could go on all day. If you've listened this far, apparently there's comments on Spotify now. You can leave a comment. We'll answer it. There's a podcast question section in the Discord. I completely didn't read any of those. I'm gonna save those. It's mainly just spam in there, but
if you got this far, just say hell yes, and we'll know what you're talking about.
Yep, exactly. Hell yes. Thank you for joining us on the Esports Podcast. If you hated the intro, let me know. I'll delete it. But that's all I got. Until next time, my name is Goody JP. Thank you once again.
No problem.
Thank you for joining us. Wolves up.